Alright, trying this again. Okay. Alright. So I went and changed the Premiere sequence settings back, and I pre-rendered what we have on the timeline already. So let's see how we do. Alright, I'm watching the playback, and it looks like the video is playing pretty smooth. Yeah. Except I think the camera's frozen. Ooh. Okay. Yes, we are good to go. Definitely looks like it, at least. Alright, color settings. This was all shot in S-Log 2. We have kind of an idea of the grade over here. Nothing too crazy, really. If I open up Lumetri, I haven't done much yet. I think I just put some curves on it. Maybe not. Jeff, this is still the Sony's. The sequence settings are just dropped down for 21:9, so instead of 3840 by 2160, it's 1634 height. Alright. Okay, we are back live streaming on YouTube, editing the RX-7 feature. If you want to jump in, say what's up, and chat us up with everybody else. See you there. Color settings, it's just S-Log 2. There's like some fine adjustments to the S-Log settings, but I'm using the Sony to stream right now, so I can't really tell you. All right, let's open up our project here. Let's get our footy. This was shot by Brandon handheld with his 7200. Yes, we have green stream health. We got it right this time, guys. If you're back from before, thank you for coming back. Much appreciated. Not a fan of that. Warp stabilizer settings, these are already nested, so I couldn't really... Hang on. Ignore the, that there, but typically for smoothness I put like 10% and I preserve the scale, and everything else I leave for the most part. Sometimes instead of subspace warp, we'll change up to position, scale, rotation. But it all depends on this shot, because as much as you want warp stabilizer to like smooth it out, you also don't want it to be like jello-y looking. Recording to an external monitor 110%, because instead of dealing with the terrible Sony codec, you get a nice ProRes file which scrubs back and forth no problem, even if it's unrendered, and you get a little more bitrate to work with. See if we can drag that out a little more. Mechanical Madness boosted Abarth. Is that how you say that car's name? Abarth? Thank you very much. Should we? Yeah, like I used to be really into like indie rock, like Rilo Kiley, yeah, stuff like that. I definitely wouldn't mind giving it a shot. I've just been like so uninvolved with where that community of like indie rock has gone. I don't even know like where to start looking for content from that. Color settings is just S-Log Emir. Yeah, I will save this one to the channel after the fact. Even though it's not my most proud attempt at live streaming. But we gotta start somewhere. Promise the streams will get better as time goes on. And now that I realize that my PC might not be enough to edit and stream at the same time, maybe I'll upgrade the CPU and the GPU. When it comes to the export, I like to keep the audio peaking at somewhere between -3 and -6. It depends on the soundtrack and the sounds in general, because sometimes even if a song is, say, quieter on a meter scale, depending on if it's a song with a lot more presence and treble, it might sound louder. So it's kind of like a case-by-case basis. But yeah, I never let it redline. The only reason you're seeing it redline right now is just because we're just kind of working on the video aspect of it. Jeremy, it's funny you say that because right there is all the hard drives on hard drives you're talking about. So we have this little toaster, which is currently pulling the footage from this. This is a Toshiba 6TB X300. There's one behind it, and then we have Toshiba, and so these are my working drives. So this is where I actually edit from. And then when it comes to backing up that footage, I just use these WDs, 10 terabytes. And then we have some Seagate 8 terabytes. And then on the PC, we have our operating system on a 500 gig SSD, a 500 gig M.2 SSD for stuff like assets and things I need to access a lot quickly, and then a 2 terabyte storage drive. So funny enough, we actually filmed this shot with him in reverse. Because sometimes when I'm walking, it's easier to walk backwards than forwards. But what we can do is just reverse the shot and post later. But I kind of want to get something to cut into that shot there. I think that'd be handy. Thank you guys for the comments. I can't read Russian, but I appreciate them. Alright, so see here how the shadows over his driver headlight, or its right-hand drive, so passenger headlight, just start to creep on the car. So I'm going to go to this shot in our source window and find a moment right before that, maybe. I don't know if we have a good one in here. Ooh, but this rear shot with the trees, man. And I didn't hold it long enough. Alright, but he's creeping up on those shadows there. So we'll pull it right about there. Normally team up with Crispy? When we can. For sure, we're both busy dudes kind of working on our own thing, but when we can hire each other out for projects that have the room to have both of us work together on it as often as possible. We work together super well. I'm going to kind of cut these up a little quicker, keep it more interesting. Yeah, the Kid Infinity's been definitely been a dream so far, for sure. Yeah, I actually have it sitting right. This is it built out just as the body with the EF mount and the side grip. So it's actually really compact. I would show it to you against the Sony, but the Sony is filming this. Yeah, man, it's been crazy good. Yeah, she hasn't let me down yet. And I've used it probably, I'd say 8 or 9 times since I got it on like a hard shoot day. Yo, what up, Mike? I'm super hyped to see you next week, bro. Oh yeah, we're gonna use that right there. I don't know why that shot is not smooth. That one's going to need a little warp stabilizer for sure. So when I'm working in a sequence that's compressed like this in a 21:9 aspect ratio, I actually have a sequence that's a normal 16:9 ratio where I go and I do the warp stabilizing, and then I nest that and bring that over, because warp stabilizer cannot be applied if the sequence settings are different from the actual resolution settings of the clip. I haven't used an A7 Mark III yet. I really like the GH5S for what it can offer. I mean, 4K 60 out of a camera of that size is great, but you do have to take into consideration the micro Four Thirds mount. There's going to be less lens options and less depth of field, less light sensitivity. I mean, I've been using my A7R II now for almost 4 years. Next month will be 4 years of using that camera. And the A7R III is definitely going to be better in low light than the GH5, but again, the any A7 doesn't have 4K 60 yet, so it's really about what's more important for you. What gimbal do I normally use? The full-size DJI Ronin with extension arms. Can you guys let me know how the stream is looking and sounding? Because right now YouTube is saying that's low, but I'm watching it on my other monitor and it looks decent, and I haven't seen anyone complain about it yet. So yeah, just let me know with a quick comment if it's good. I don't see it lagging either. Ooh, Warp Stabilizer did that a real nice job. So we'll nest that, copy, bring it over. Here, I'll actually, hang on. I don't know if this is going to fit in the whole frame, but boom. Let's see. Oh yeah, it does. Look at that. Yeah, so this is the gimbal. I've been rocking a Ronin since February of 15. I've used Movies. I don't know, I'm not crazy about them. I mean, the Movi Pro is a damn nice piece of equipment, but I don't know, I love the Ronin because I could be sprinting and turn it on, and with the Movi, you actually need to be perfectly still for it to turn on. So there you go. This is the cinnamilled ring for it. I just love being able to like put it down anywhere and not have to carry around the stand and worry about that. Stream is good, audio echoing a bit. I think that's because I'm running the desktop audio and the mic audio at the same time. Let me drop that. Little lag, but nothing crazy. Running smooth, working well. Awesome. Thank you all. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I would love to do this on a weekly basis when timing allows it. Alright, let me just check one more thing and then we're back to normal there. I just need to grab the appropriate link for the stream. The desktop audio and the mic audio at the same time, let me drop that. It's a little loud. Favorite edit I've done? I don't know, man. I like them all for like different reasons, you know. I mean, probably my favorite video is still Steve's RSX. Nero, I will show you again. 1 second. Warp Stabilizer, ignore the warning it's about to give me. But for the most part, I leave most of it alone. Smoothness, I don't... Usually, I go with 10 Smoothness percent 15 maybe if it's really destroyed. Preserve scale, I'll check that. Subspace or position scale rotation depending on the clip. Whoops. That one's gonna need warp stabilizer too. Well, I haven't tried the new Blackmagic cinema camera. It does look great, especially for the price point, but I just bought this guy, so the Blackmagic will not be in my hands anytime soon. And I saw they just dropped that 6K one the other day, which is crazy. Maybe I'll pick it up for a B cam, and then my A7 will be strictly photo duty, but I doubt the Blackmagic, either the 4K or the 6K, is going to autofocus as well as the Sony. Mark Anthony, oh yeah. I go through that a lot, I'm not even gonna lie. So you can kind of see that jello effect happen like over by the wheel area. Oh, that's really bad. I'd rather go with the unstabilized one. Oh, I don't even know if I want to use that shot. Whatever pulls me back to feeling inspired again, I don't know. I kind of just grind out the work while I'm feeling uninspired, and then I naturally kind of wait to feel inspired again. Or, you know, it's just sometimes you just gotta shut it all down, just like hang out with your friends. If you're getting stutter from the warp stabilizer, your clips really need to be shaky for that to happen. Because if anything, it should be like jello-y, not like stuttery. Nicholas, this is the Kinefinity Terra 4K. That's out of focus because I have the camera focused on me, but it is a modular cinema camera capable of cinema DNG ProRes in camera with, where are they? What I love about this camera is that it takes 2.5-inch SSDs right in there. So just pop them in. And also records frame rates up to 160 in 4K and 320 in 1080. So I've been abusing the hell out of that. Graphics card, I'm running a MSI NVIDIA 980 4 giger. I do want to upgrade at some point, but my motherboard only allows me to upgrade to a Intel 7700K, and if I'm gonna like go through upgrading this PC, I want to change out the motherboard so I can, you know, maybe go to like a 6-core i9, something like that. So when I do rebuild this PC, it's probably gonna go through an entire rebuild, and then I'll sell off these parts maybe.